Hello, my loves. Welcome to Soul Love. This is a channel where I dive deep into the twin flame phenomenon with all its complexities and its magnitude. And welcome back if you've been here before. I haven't been posting over the last couple of months because I've been deep in soul mission and planetary grid work, which in fact is a massive part of this journey, especially if you are a monadic twin flame. And so I just wanted to reassure you that this work that I've been doing has really only served the purpose of deepening my wisdom, my understanding, and also strengthening my own sovereignty, my own embodiment of love itself. And so the content and the transmissions that I bring forth will now serve you even more on your journey. And so it is. So in this first video back, I want to go through the difference between monadic and split soul twin flames once again, specifically focusing on why making this distinction is relevant and why it helps you on your journey, because that's what I noticed most of you in the comments were asking for. Well, particularly for more content and more transmissions directly, specifically geared toward monadic twin flames, since there isn't that much content out there that addresses this distinction and this difference. And being a monadic twin flame myself, I know that it can really make a difference if you have access to information and content and transmissions that really take this into account, because there are some key differences on the journey. So let me start by saying that this has nothing to do with hierarchy. It has nothing to do with one path being more important than the other. This really all comes down to your choice at a soul level, not at the human level, not at the conscious level, but at the soul level. So at the level of the soul, this just means that your soul chose to have a different experience when it came into the material worlds. And so our souls come down from the 13th dimension into the material worlds, which are the 12th dimension down, all the way down, right? And Earth is a 3D planet. And the way your soul chose to do that, the point where your soul chose to split, just reflects the experience that you were seeking to have. And so there is no hierarchy. This is not about labeling. This is not about separating. This is about precision and accuracy. It's about soul origin, soul history, and it's also about design, because it does change the design and the way each journey plays out a little bit differently. So we are currently shifting into 5D Earth. I just wanted to briefly mention that. So this is a 3D planet. It is the densest planet in our universe, or at least one of the densest planets in our universe. And so many of us twins are here and are awakening precisely because we are helping Earth transition into 5D. So let's get into it. Why is it relevant to know the difference? Why is it relevant to know whether you're a monadic or split soul twin flame? Well, your journey is going to play out a little bit different depending on whether you are monadic or split soul. Now, there are key components of the journey that are the same for everybody. So twin flames go through periods of separation. There is a moment of soul recognition. All of us have a purpose here on Earth. What else? We are here to embody unconditional love. It's a type of spiritual awakening that's very acute, that's very intense, and that happens through the meeting of another person here on Earth. So there are certain parts of this journey, like I mentioned, that are the same. We all go through a Kundalini awakening. We all have our core wounds come to the surface. All of that happens. Now, where does it really change and shift? Well, soul origin may be different. Most monadic twin flames are star seeds as well. And so the reason why it is important to dive into this topic is due to the type of soul mission and the type of work that we are here to do. So with split soul twin flames, the work will be more personal. That doesn't mean it's more or less important. It just means that what you are gifting to Earth is personal healing and ancestral healing. So usually healing your lineage and healing your own inner child wounds, your own trauma. And that can be past life too, right? Whereas monadics tend to have a role that's more at the planetary scale. We tend to be more grid workers, and we affect more of the collective by the grid work that we carry out. Also, monadic twin flames can have soul children, and so this is not exclusive to monadic twin flames, but from what I've seen and the wisdom and downloads that I have received, it tends to come so more through monadic twin flames. Spirit children that are not incarnated and soul children that are incarnated, and even creative soul children. So that could be business projects, but in the form of joint mission. So a lot of monadics will have that joint mission that is meant to affect the planetary transformation that we are going through now. It is important, though, I really want to reinforce this point, that these are generalized guidelines. Absolutely, you might be a split soul who is also a star seed. Maybe you are a split soul that is also a planetary grid worker. So these are not rules. Every journey is completely unique. This is more so generalized so that people who are encountering a level of remembrance, soul remembrance that goes a lot further and beyond what you're seeing in most content out there, so that you can see your own journey also mirrored. So what are their differences and why are they relevant? A lot of the content that I see on YouTube is actually directed at split soul twin flames, but it's not mentioned. And so it is important to dive deep into this, because you may, like myself, be watching and consuming content that's directed to split soul twin flames that doesn't take into account certain complexities of the monadic journey, and that might be hindering you. And that may actually delay you on your journey. So it is important to be aware of that. And so when you hear all this content that points toward the other person being you, and pointing you very much toward personal healing, core wound healing, you'll know that that type of content is more so directed at split soul twin flames. Also, content that's very focused on the energetics of the journey, so the energetic balancing and the polarity, the polarity work is also more so directed at split soul twin flames. Why is that? Well, for monadics, there may be other reasons for separation than just wound healing that needs to take place. There may be mission-related separation. And again, there may be soul rescue missions. Many monadics are here on Earth because we came to rescue soul family and we somewhat got stuck. And so that would be my personal case. A lot of monadics have been on Earth for eons. So I've been on Earth for thousands of lifetimes. In fact, I came along pre-Atlantis. So I've been here since before Atlantis, and I am dismantling, and I have dismantled very complex karmic grids around abuse, ritual abuse. I won't go deep into that because I don't want this video to be buried, but it is a very complex type of soul origin and also mission that I'm here to do, and that really is on a planetary scale. And so it's really not just about me and my healing. That said, I want to remind you that even if you are a split soul and you're focusing on your personal healing, because that's what your journey is asking of you, that doesn't mean that that's not affecting the collective. Of course it is. The more people awakening, the more people that awaken, pardon me, the more we shift the vibration of the earth itself, the vibration of humanity. In fact, the vibration of the earth is already shifting, but we need to assist. It's a tandem effort with your counterpart, and also a collective effort that we're undertaking as twin flames. And so I want to wrap this up by saying the reason why I am focusing on this difference between monadics and split souls is because I don't want monadics like myself to be out there to sort of start looping, because you've done all this personal healing, you've done all this ancestral healing, and you're still facing a lot of challenges. This may be because you're actually a monadic twin flame, and so it doesn't just come down to your personal healing. Now, mission-related separation will also entail a lot of interference, karmic interference by what I can call, or I would like to call, the counter forces, entities, etc. Split soul twin flames also face energetic interference, but that may feel a little bit more internal. So if you are a monadic twin flame, you will face interference that feels very external, like there are actual external forces trying to keep you in separation, obstacles that seem completely over the top for what's actually happening in your life. And many times these refer to loops that you've been carrying for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. And if you are a monadic twin flame, you may also have a level of remembrance that exceeds what is common for people during spiritual awakenings. So you can have spontaneous past life remembrance. You can start remembering your soul family, remembering your soul origins, getting mission downloads that just isn't as common, at least in the initial stages of the awakening journey for split souls. Because for split souls, it is more common for the twin flame dynamic to be the initial catalyst for awakening. Whereas for us monadics, it's actually more common for us to have awakened prior to meeting our twin. So I've been more or less awake from the start since I was a little child. And I had spontaneous Kundalini awakenings years prior to meeting my twin. And so it's just multi-layered. One is not better than the other. Both are absolutely necessary. It's just a different type of journey. So I don't want to make this initial comeback video too long, but I hope to have given you a little bit of an overview of why it's important to know the difference, and a little bit about how to tell the difference so that you can learn to identify whether something is coming up for you to clear because it's your personal wounding, because it's your ancestral wounding, or because you are dealing with something that's a little bit more larger in scale in terms of planetary grid work, and also not just larger, but if you're dealing with a lot of interference, a lot of karmic looping, and just remembering past lives, mission that involves remembering your role really as a star seed and as a cosmic light worker, then it might be because you are a monadic twin flame. And so it's not that you're doing something wrong on the journey, it's just that you have perhaps a little bit of a different purpose. So I will be diving deeper into many other topics as I rejoin this platform Please do let me know in the comments if this video resonated with you, if you have any questions, if you'd like me to address other topics that I haven't touched upon. And absolutely, if you are in need of assistance, coaching, healing, or guidance on your journey, then do check out my website and my bookings page. They are linked below. I would be so happy to be of service. And I know how challenging this journey is and how useful it can be to have somebody who's walked this path, who is a twin, and who understands the complexities of this journey to help guide you through it. That said, do keep an eye out for my next video that will be dropping soon. I plan to now keep on posting a little bit more regularly now that I'm emerging out of such a deep journey into my own soul mission and into my own planetary grid work. So thank you so much for watching. I send you all a big hug, and I hope to see you very soon.